This is the ZINUS 10-inch comfort support hybrid quilted mattress. What stands out for me is how cool and steady it feels through the night, and how I wake up without that nagging shoulder pinch that used to follow me into the morning. I moved to this hybrid because I wanted the pressure relief of memory foam without the sweaty nights and the slow, stuck feeling. I also share the bed, so I needed something that keeps movement under control. I am mostly a side sleeper and sometimes a back sleeper, and I wanted better edge support than the all-foam mattress I was on before. That is the category this mattress lives in for me. It is a comfort-focused hybrid that tries to balance cushion on top with real support underneath. The look is simple and clean. The white quilted cover is soft to the hand and has a gentle texture that does not feel slippery. When I pull a fitted sheet over it, the fabric grips enough that the sheet stays put, even when I swap positions a lot. The profile is 10 inches, which matters more than people think. 10 inches sits nicely on a platform frame without towering over the bedside table, and my standard deep pocket sheets fit without that baggy corner that sometimes happens with thicker beds. The top has a light, plush quilting that smooths out small pressure points before you get into the memory foam layer, and that makes the bed feel inviting when I first lie down. Setup was straightforward. It arrived compressed in a box, and I found it manageable with 2 people. I slid it out, lined it up on the frame, and let it breathe. I could feel a slight new mattress smell at first. It was not harsh, and it cleared significantly after a day with the window open. The corners puffed up quickly, and the surface was sleepable by the evening. The feel settled more over the next 2 to 3 days. By around the 3rd day, it had the firmness and responsiveness that it has kept since. I did not need any special tools, and the expansion was even with no weird lumps. Under the cover, the comfort cooling swirl memory foam does run cooler than the traditional memory foams I have tried. When I first lie down, there is a light, cool touch, especially noticeable on my shoulders and arms. It does not feel icy or gimmicky. It is more like a subtle temperature neutrality, which makes a difference during long stretches of sleep. On top of that foam sits a transition layer that keeps me from sinking too far. The main support comes from individually wrapped inner springs. Those coils isolate movement better than I expected. When my partner turns over or gets out of bed, I feel a gentle shift, not a full wave. I can roll from my back to my side without fighting the mattress, and I do not get that stuck in the foam sensation that used to make me hesitate before changing positions. Pressure relief has been the biggest win. On my side, the top foam conforms to the curve of my shoulder and hip, but I can still feel a firm base underneath that holds my lower back in line. Over the past 3 weeks, I have woken up with less shoulder stiffness than on my previous bed. On my back, my hips do not drop, and I feel the lumbar area supported without a hard ridge. The mattress has a medium to medium firm character for me. If I push down with a knee near the edge, I get a small give from the quilted top and then a definite stop from the support layers. Edge support is solid. I can sit to put on socks without feeling like I am sliding off. Lying near the edge feels steady, and I have used the full width of the bed when I stretch out. It is not as rigid as some very tall coil mattresses, but it is much better than a lot of foam-focused beds I have tried. The springs do not creak. When I press my ear to the mattress and shift, I hear a soft fabric whisper, not metal noise. Cooling has been consistent. I run warm at night, and a heavy memory foam bed usually turns into a sauna for me by 2 or 3 in the morning. With this mattress, the combination of the cooler foam and the airflow through the springs has kept the surface comfortable. I use cotton percale sheets, and that pairing has worked well. On a humid night, I did not wake up to flip the pillow or throw the blanket off. That is a real improvement compared to what I had before. Motion isolation matters a lot for me. I did a simple check. I put a half glass of water near the center and sat down on the opposite side, and the surface ripple did not break the surface tension. In regular use, when my partner shifts, I feel a dull nudge instead of a bounce. If you share a bed with someone who turns a lot, this coil system does a good job of keeping things calm. Responsiveness feels balanced. I can move easily, but the surface does not spring me back like a trampoline. If you like a very bouncy innerspring feel, this is not that. If you like to sink slowly and stay there, this is not that either. It sits in the middle, which is what I was after. For real-world testing, I tried a few different scenarios. After a leg day at the gym, I tend to feel tight in the hips and shoulders. Lying on my side, the foam softened just enough around the hip point while my midsection stayed lifted. I did not wake up with that numb arm feeling. On a lazy Sunday afternoon, I read on my back with 2 pillows, and the mattress did not sag under the weight of the stack. The surface stayed flat and supportive. I also paid attention to how it felt when getting in and out of bed. The edge did not collapse, so standing up was smooth. With a small dog hopping on and off during the night, the surface waves were minimal, and I did not have to resettle myself every time the dog moved. A common use case for me is winding down with a show before sleep. I lie diagonally with the remote to the side. That puts my shoulder near the edge, and I want the mattress to hold shape. Here, the edge reinforcement kept the shoulder from rolling off, and my lower back stayed neutral. I also tested a night on my stomach, which I rarely do. On my stomach, I did feel a touch of pressure on the lower back after a while. If I were a dedicated stomach sleeper, I might look for something a touch firmer or thicker, but for an occasional stomach sleeper, this is acceptable. There are a few smart touches that improve daily life. The compressed box delivery made setup simple. I did not have to wrestle a full-sized mattress up the stairs at full size. The foam is third-party certified for content, emissions, and durability, which gives me confidence about what I am bringing into my home. The mattress carries a 10-year limited warranty. That is not a feature I feel every day, but it matters for peace of mind. The full-size version is rated to support up to 500 pounds. I am well under that limit with my partner, but knowing the structure is designed for that load adds to the sense of stability. It is not perfect. The initial scent is noticeable for a short time. It faded quickly, but if you are sensitive, you may want to air out the room for a day. The 10-inch height is comfortable for me, but if you want that tall hotel stack look or if you are very heavy, you might prefer a thicker mattress. The cover looks nice and feels soft, but if you have pets with sharp claws, I would use a protector because the quilting can snag over time. The edge is strong for sleeping and sitting, but if I scoot right to the very corner and put all my weight there, I can compress it enough to feel the slope. After living with it, I see this mattress as a steady, comfortable hybrid that favors a balanced feel. I would choose it if I care about sleeping cooler than on a dense foam slab, if I share a bed and want motion kept in check, and if I want a supportive surface that still has a gentle top for shoulders and hips. I would pass if I want a slow sinking marshmallow feel, or a very firm board-like feel, or a very tall profile. For me, it gets the essentials right. It stays cool, it supports where I need it, it lets me move without effort, and it makes the edges usable space rather than danger zones. If this kind of balanced hybrid sounds like the right fit for the way I sleep, then it belongs on the shortlist. I am planning to keep sleeping on it, and I will update in a future video if anything changes over the long term. If this video helped you, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment with your questions or your own experience. Thank you for watching.